Hey, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. Today is Thursday, October the 4th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And really we had this trend channel that kind of turned into a wedge type shape later in the day. Um, well, what it was is we had some really strong resistance right along here at 1455.50, I believe is what this is. Let me just make sure. Yep, at 1455.50. And we broke above that earlier today, and we got above it a few times late in the afternoon. It finally acted as support here right at the close and kind of bounced off that. But my guess is we're probably headed up here. And I wasn't sure. And notice this is just a clone or a copy of the trend line. And I drug it up to the top. And it seems to fit right there. And maybe that was an overshoot. But generally, it's going to be at the highs of the swing that after, off the trend line. So I'm thinking it might be up. So I'm not sure if it's up here or here. So that's why I've kind of got two lines. And until we get back up there, it's going to be hard to say. And you could actually draw it right across there and you get a touch right there, but there's not many touches there. So I don't believe, I'm thinking it's either this line or going to be that one. So I've got them both on there, and so you wanted to pay attention to both of them as prices approached them today. So we'll have to see what happened. But let's talk about the trades. And the last trade I marked was about right in here, right before lunchtime. And there were actually some shorts in here, but they were dangerous because, I really was expecting that we might get another leg like this, but we may not because we've got the first leg up. Show you that real quick. Here's the low of that move, and there's first leg. And then I was looking at this as second leg, and that's a perfect measured move there. And then you can see we sold off. So there were a couple of reasons to think short up here. And it, really at this point, this was a trend channel here, and we never tested that area. So we were pulling back and testing that as well as testing the trend line again. And when it held here, this was, both of these were really good longs off this breakout pullback. But notice how we never tested. We broke above that strong resistance there. So we're going to come back at some point, and that's what we were trying to do right here on this little trend channel. You can see this little tight channel that worked its way back down, and we touched the trend line. We actually came back and took the original entry from way down here. And so a lot of times that's going to be your target, and you can see that was the original entry off this double bottom, and we came back and took that, and then it was uphill from there on. So just stuff to be aware of. But let me back out here and we'll talk about the first couple of trades. The market opened right in here, but we had all these lows across here, so it was a little bit dangerous going short right here. But at the same time, there wasn't a very good long here either until we made this double bottom, and it's right down here, right off this trend line. Notice that I used the closes coming up through there, and that turned out to be right on, spot on pretty much all day. And so this was a nice second entry long coming off a double bottom. And then you got another chance to enter right here. And this one was a little more risky, but the reason I liked it was because, look, we tried to come down once. We pulled up, tried to come down again. So there's a failed second entry short there, and we are coming off the low side of the trend channel. So this is like a little breakout pullback out of that congestion. So there's a nice long right there. And it's a little, like I said, it's a little bit risky, but because of the trap, I liked it. And so, if you caught either one of these, you had a nice chance to catch this run up through here. And this was a really nice run. And, people always ask me, how do you know where to think about exiting? And again, the first thing you want to do is measure the first leg, which is this move over here, and then we got the little correction in here. And on a bigger picture, you can see there's one leg back, a move up, and then another leg back. So on a bigger picture, that's a second entry long right there. And then there's your next leg, and you can see, that's a perfect to the tick measured move, and it just doesn't get any better than that. So this was a great place to exit right up here on this long. And you really could have gone short right here, but it was risky because there's no, you need a break of this. You can see this little trend line coming up through here, and even if you started down here, let's see what that one looks like. I drew it off of that right there, and you can see we're catching those closes up through there. We broke it, we came back, made a new high. But let's just look at this a little bit differently. Let's see what this looks like. If you catch those closes, you still get the same thing. We broke the trend line, came back and tested it, and continued to sell off. So, and then you kind of got a little channel right there maybe. But anyway, that's a measured move up. Second entry short off a double top, way away from the EMA. You know, you're thinking we're going to at least come back to the EMA, but we ended up going down. And now you got to think we're probably coming back to the lower side of the channel or to test the trend line. And so there were some shorts in here. This was a pullback to the trend line. We actually got a break of it there. Then two legs down, and then prices rallied again, and we got another break of it a little bit right there, but this was a pretty good break. And this is a two-legged pullback to the trend line, the EMA, and we're not back to the trend line, although there was this resistance here. So this was a little bit risky. I probably should have had this one in green. I'm going to change it because there's reasons not to take that trade, although there is a two-legged move there and a failed second entry long. So if you took it, you had to be thinking we're probably coming back down to test this trend channel line here. And then of course there's a nice long right here. And if you measured that leg, this is pretty much a measured leg. It might have went a tick or two further. You got your support right there. And there was the actual, right here was the actual original entry level, excuse me. And notice that's where we came to the tick. So they're really coming back and cleaning out those stops of anybody that got long right there. And this was a news event that caused this. And you've heard me talk about this before, that generally what will happen was within a short period of time, prices will take all that news back, and then it just starts over, and it may go higher from there or it may go lower from there. So this is not uncommon at all. So great place to get long. There was another chance to get long right here. Nice move up. No big time runners the rest of the day though. Another chance to get long right here. Easy move. And then I didn't mark any of these. This is when the FOMC news was coming out at 1 o'clock, and just nothing really ever happened. And I haven't heard much about the news. I actually went around between 1 and 1:30, and I couldn't find where they released it. So I don't know if they were late releasing it or if it was just a non-event. Nothing unexpected in there. I haven't gone back to check it again to see if what the FOMC minutes he actually had to say. But usually you get some real volatility during that news announcement. So I just don't know if they didn't announce it or if it was just but anyway, it doesn't really matter. But my guess is that's probably, why we went into this little range here. And again, it is a wedge kind of type pattern there, kind of a flat top wedge, and those can be reversal patterns. So, but again, there were some shorts across this top here, but they were risky. This one was going right into the 1 o'clock news, so you didn't really want to take anything. But notice we broke the trend line right here, and then came back and tested it, and then went higher. And so that I'm still getting a lot of use out of that technique. And actually, we had one right here too. We had this little move up through there. There's your closes. Notice that we broke it, went up and tested, made a new high, made a double top, and then sold off. So that would have been another clue to maybe go short right there. But again, this is definitely an uptrend day. We got a little spike here. We went to this channel, so this is kind of a spiking channel pattern. And it's usually not smart to counter trend trade on trend days. And this is definitely a trend, even though it's not moving real strongly or real far. It's consistently making higher highs and higher lows till late in the day when it's too late to be trading anyway. So, and even then, it's still making higher lows all the way up along this trend line. So, but I'm going to wrap it up. That's all there was for today. There were several really good key entries here. Hopefully you had a good day. tomorrow's Friday. Looking forward to it. It's been a long week, so I'm ready to get a couple of days break there. But I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. We'll see you next time.